What's up? What's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we take a look back at the early works of seasoned comedians before they were seasoned with this week's guest, Camilo Diaz. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist at large, but I'm losing weight. Thank you for joining us as we continue our interview with comedian Camilo Diaz. Enjoy.
I'm losing money left and right. I have a Swiss bank account. It's full of holes. Shut up. That's so stupid. It's like banks. Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's clap for Capital One Bank. Let's do that.
Capital One, yeah.
You know, for that warm, loving institution. Yeah, I was joking. Don't clap for Capital One Bank. Capital One Bank, they called me the other day. They said, Mr. Diaz, if you don't pay us, you could suffer a foreclosure. I said, foreclosure? You close at 4, you close at 5, I don't give a fuck. I do all my shit online. I do online banking. You guys do online banking? Yeah? All right. What was I going to say? I'm so poor, the only desserts I can afford are urinal cakes. Yeah. That is... I am so sorry. Desserts. You ever eat a cream-filled Hostess that works at Hooters? You ever do that? Nobody? This is... I thought that would get more laughs. Thank you. I appreciate that guy. Screw the rest of you. Every time I do stand-up, it's a disaster like the mortgage crisis. That's because my jokes are synthetic and derivative. That is the only time that joke has worked. Like investment bankers in the crowd. Got some hedge fund managers here. Got rock bottom. My fucking career is rock bottom. That's what it is. Actually, I just signed a contract with HBO. Yeah, $250,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds nice, but I feel like I'm paying too much when you guys Any Russians in the house? No? Thank God. Russian, you ever been a Russian guy? Tough guys, Russians. I think I know why they're tough. It's because they have these like soft ass names, like Sasha, Valerie, Alexei. If my name was Alexei, I'd be beating the shit out of everybody. Prove my masculinity. Perfect. That was just perfect. Guys, I'm gonna bring up your next comedian.
So, with the submersible that exploded, how long did you wait to write? I was writing jokes about it before. I knew it was going to explode. It didn't implode. I knew it. So yeah. I started writing jokes while they were still looking for it. I just knew they were dying. They were going to be dead. I knew it. So I wrote my jokes as soon as they said they lost contact with it going down. I wrote my submersible joke, and my submersible joke was Is it tasteless to write a joke about a submersible imploding? Remains not to be seen. And
Clever.
And after that, saw there was somebody written one, and I was so jealous. It just said, Alexa, play Air Supply. And I was
That's funny.
I was like, oh damn it, why didn't I think of
Very-
that? Damn it.
Yeah. When I learned about the news, it was already a little late, so everyone had already piled on with the jokes. So I couldn't think of anything original. But I do have I have a joke on submarines where I say I used to work on a sub. I used to work on a submarine. I once worked on a sub 20 minutes, but I was able to. It was delicious. Great sandwich.
Now, do you tell that joke?
And I wrote that back when. Remember that other submarine?
I'm sorry, you broke up for a second. Do I remember the other submarine?
Do you remember that other submarine? Yeah, do you remember the other submarine crisis that was like 2 years ago?
Right.
Thailand or something? Yeah, I wrote that joke back then.
Now, do you have to adjust that joke? Can you tell? Because not everywhere, a submarine is not the same in every part of the country. In some places, it's a hoagie. In some places,
Yeah.
it's a poor boy, or not a poor boy, because a poor boy is a special kind of sandwich. But you understand what I'm saying. So there's some places you go, they like, I once worked on a hoagie. No, you have to change it, or do you have to tell them what a sub is? You just, fuck it, I won't tell that joke.
I just say it and hope they understand. Because I hope that Subway is so popular that everyone understands. A sub is a submarine sandwich.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah, that's true.
but I should. But most of my comedy is between DC and Baltimore, so I think a lot of people here get it.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I travel, maybe I'll skip that. You know.
So, because I my I don't expect to become famous. So short of becoming famous, my comedy goal is to perform in every U.S. state and D.C. Well, performing in D.C. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I've done C, but that was my comedy goal, because I don't expect to ever become famous. I started too late. If you don't become a famous comedian, what goal would you like to achieve as a comedian?
I had a few goals. Some of them practical goals, like it'd be cool to pay all my bills, to film a special.
Comedy or sex?
Another one is to perform at the Comedy Cellar.
Okay.
Sex. Yeah.
No. You said you perform to record a film, and I thought it was a sex film or a comedy film. But so
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off like that. But okay, I did, but I thought it was going to be funnier than it was.
No worries. No, that's okay. No, it's just that on this end, it was a little bit frozen.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if I froze as well.
Now,
but actually, a sex film, maybe one day. I don't know. I don't have the body for it, but
there was. I'm trying to think. It was an independent film, and there was the premise was that the guy wanted to be a comedian, but he didn't have but he worked in porn, and he was the sound editor in porn. So he edited one of their porn films, and he used comedic sound effects for the porn. So you have people having sex, they go like, wow, you know, like that kind of stuff. And I was just made me think of that, and I can't remember that film. I'm sure you probably, I can't remember it.
Yeah, I don't.
It may not have even been in English. I don't think it was in English. I think it was in French.
Really?
Yes. You know, so
I'm not.
I
gonna
know a
Google that
comedian who is a porn savant. I will reach out to him. Yeah, not right now. It's all about you right now, or about us. But yeah, I think it was in French, but it was funny for French. I had to read a lot of the if I remember the movie. But
Yeah.
so I'm out of questions. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about or bring up? Anybody you want to trash like what a son of a bitch is? Because he's a prick. Everybody knows he's a prick, and I don't even know why you stayed friends with him all this time. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah, fuck him.
Fuck him.
Yeah, that
Fuck
instead of that joke where they go fuck them kids, they should just say fuck him. That's right. He's a dick. No, I'm sorry. So,
GD, how long you been doing stand-up?
September 2014. It'll be 9 years in September.
Yeah. Okay. A
Yeah,
year more than me.
The night that I was going to do my first set, I got a phone call, and they told me my mother was dying, and my material was based on my mother. You know, not all of it, but like I said, but it was a lot of it was based on my mother, and so one of the comedians said to me, he goes like, "Are you still going to do your set?" I said, "Yeah, that's the only thing I got. I don't even write. I've only been doing comedy for a week. You know, like this is it. This is my material." And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." They said, "But it's about your mom." I said, "Do you think if I don't tell these jokes about my mother that she's going to get better from the cancer? No, you think that's what caused the cancer?" My son is going on stage and talk about me. I think he gave me cancer. No, that's not. No, that's not how cancer works. If I didn't tell the jokes, my mother wasn't going to get better. You know, it's not like she at the funeral. Everybody's going, and if GD hadn't told those damn jokes, his mother'd still be alive. Yeah. So,
GD, where was your first open mic?
Technically, it wasn't an open mic. What it was, I took a boot camp. My wife had signed me up for a comedy boot camp, and it was at McCurdy's in Sarasota, Florida. It was a 3-day comedy boot camp. There was like 10 to 12 of us in the class, and we had to write 5 minutes of material. And then we performed for a paying audience. We opened for a professional comedian. Which I feel kind of bad for a professional comedian that has to follow like 10 to 12 hacks. But it was a paid show, and the place was packed, sold out. And it was like a twice a year thing. You know, so they come to see either the new class of comedians or the new fuck ups. And so I did 8 minutes. I was supposed to do 5. And I kept forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
I'd forget what I was going to say next, and so I would riff, and then I'd remember what was next, and then I'd go back to my thing that I forget, and I'd riff. So I did my 5 minutes plus 2 extra minutes of riffing. But the only reason why I didn't get yanked off the stage was because the guy before me, who was supposed to do 5, only did like 2.5 minutes. And so I got lucky.
Gotcha.
I wasn't making the whole thing run over. But my wife says you could see him in the curtain. You can see him right behind the curtain, like ready to yank me off. He's like waiting. He's like right there. And then I was done. He goes, "Glenn, everybody, Glenn!" And he never lectured me about running over. But also, I didn't know where to look for the light. That was my first time doing comedy. I was like, there was like a little spotlight in my eye, and I think there was a light to light us was behind us, I think. Or no, I take that back. There was no light. He had a clock, a time, a countdown clock, from 5 minutes, and it just goes down, and then it goes to negative numbers after 0. No. So.
GD, were you living in
Yeah, my
Florida?
wife and I lived in Florida for a little bit. That's so. And then, and, you know, and the weirdest thing is, when I was in Florida, I've been doing comedy. Probably by the time I was doing comedy, within 2 weeks of me doing comedy, I was starting to do 12 to 15-minute sets. Uh, um,
Yeah.
because my comedy is basically just my conversations. That's just me talking. The only difference is which filters I have on. I have 4 different filters for regular conversations, and then for stand up, and then stand up if my wife is in the audience. You know, so I have different filters that I use. But other than that, my stand up and my conversation with someone is almost identical. Um,
Yeah.
and we I'm trying. So it didn't. I had I was doing 12 to 15 minutes at showcases and open mics down there, and then my wife says, we're moving to Maryland," and I went, oh, "There goes my comedy career." And my wife said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I can't do comedy in Maryland and DC." I said, "They'll eat me alive." I said, I'm not that aggressive." I said, "They're up there, they're like aggressive, and in Florida, I could be like, you know, laid back, you know." I could not laid back, but you know, I could be me, and I didn't think I was edgy enough to, you know, I was writing smart material. I wasn't writing dick jokes. I wrote penis commentary. When I did do it, you know, I didn't write dick jokes, I wrote penis commentary, the closest thing to a dick joke I could do. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to, I didn't mind moving to Maryland. It's just that as a comedian, I didn't think I'd make it in Maryland. I didn't think
Okay.
you know, yeah, and I told it I was said I'm done. That's it. Comedy's over. And then I come up here and I start calling around looking for places where I can perform at the open mics. So looking for open mics. Remember, I'd only been doing it for a few months, and I'd gotten used to doing 10 to 12,
Yeah.
12 to 15 minutes in Florida. So you know, doing an open
Yeah.
mic and asking to do 12 to 15 minutes. The first thing they said to me is, "Who the fuck are you?" I said, "I don't understand. I'm GD
Yeah.
Fenderson." I said, "I always do 12 to 15 minutes." They're like, "No, you'll do like 5 minutes and like it." You know, and be lucky we don't bump you down to 3 or 2, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did you? Where did you
Baltimore,
grow up?
just the way it sounds,
Oh,
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Gotcha.
Which people say, "You're lying. You're
Baltimore.
not from Baltimore. You're saying it wrong." They didn't have my mother. My mother made sure that
Baltimore.
I got, yeah. Huh?
City?
Yeah.
City or county?
You know, city,
City or
Baltimore City. Yeah. I
city?
grew
Oh,
up at like a Liberty Heights, Dolefield, Cold Spring. Uh, yeah, the heart of the city.
Cold Spring.
Yeah. I just talk like this because my mother wanted to see if I could
Gotcha.
fight.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
my mother just
That's
wanted to see if I
hilarious.
could take a punch, so she taught me to talk like this. So, where did you do your first open mic? Where did you start? I mean, I know you're in Germantown, but did you start in Germantown or?
I started in Baltimore. My first open mic was
Oh,
Whitson
okay, yeah,
Saloon
yeah.
in Timonium. But my first year of stand up was Baltimore. I was living North Baltimore, York, and Register because I was going to graduate school at
Okay.
Morgan State.
Now, when you did your first set at Wits End, well, first of all, did any of that material survive the 7 years?
Um, no,
Not
no,
none of them.
not that I can think of. No, none of them. I don't tell any of those jokes
Now,
today. I had I had dick jokes, but those particular ones did not make the cut.
were they
I don't tell them
uncircumcised?
today. I honestly forget. I don't remember what the joke was.
And even if they didn't make the cut, couldn't you pull the skin back a little and use them? No, just
Let me see. No, they didn't make the cut. Can't pull the skin back. Fi- Joke phimosis.
smegma. No, I'm sorry.
Snigma.
So, well, unless you got something, I will post the link to your CD. But it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Is it under your name? Is it under Salvadorian Deli? How do they find it on YouTube?
You gotta search Camilo Diaz Salvadorian Deli, and it should be one of the things to pop up. Yeah, I'm not very well known, so you might have to look up.
You are one of my favorite local comedians, honestly. And I'd say the other guy's name, but restraining order, and I have to pay him a nickel every time I say his name on, even if it's not being recorded. If I say his name, I have to send him a nickel. It's on the honor system like golf. Last month I sent him a quarter. Yeah. So I'm glad that you don't treat me the same way. No, but I love what you do. You're one of the few comedians that like I said, I told you this. I think I told you this in person the other day, that even if I know, like, okay, you have a joke about your father returning from Vietnam. As soon as you started that joke, I knew where you were going. I knew where you were. I knew, and I whispered it in my wife's ear. I do that because it's like proof that it's like I have a witness. And the thing is, I said, but now I want to enjoy the ride to see how we get there. It's like knowing you're going to Disney. Everybody gets in the car. Everybody knows they're going to Disney and they're going to have a good time when they get there. So let's enjoy the ride. And so even when I know what your punchline should be, I enjoy the ride getting there. And that is not an invitation for you to ride me. It's not a sexual come on. I just enjoy your material.
I'm glad you do.
And so people, if you can, I recommend you checking out the Salvadorian Deli by Camilo Diaz on YouTube. Now it's audio, right? Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah. So
it's audio
only. So you get to stare. You get to stare at the artwork and pick it apart. As a matter of fact, you can compare it to the original artwork, which was Klopp's. Only he uses Oompa Loompas. What did you say you use? That sounds so dirty. That sounds like something you pay for at a red light district. It does. It sounds like, so, hey lady, I like your pupusas. How much? You wanna put your pupusas in my mouth? Put it on my face. Yeah. Put your I don't know what you put in that pupusa, but man, oh boy. It ain't like what mom used to make, I tell you that. I'm sorry.
Your mom's pupusa. No.
Well,
yeah, GD, I'll get you that photo, and I appreciate you sharing the link. Thank you.
So, and I appreciate you doing this with me. Oh my goodness, your family's from Colombia.
Colombia.
So you are. Oh, I got it. Damn it! Where's my shit? I need my. I have my little popper, streamer popper. You're my first Hispanic comedian. Damn it. I should have done something special for you. Or do you prefer his damn it. I tried to get Cheech Marin before you. I admit you're my second choice. I tried to get Cheech Marin first, but
yeah.
You're my first Hispanic comedian. Now, are you bilingual?
I'm happy. I almost bilingual. My Spanish is conversational, not quite.
How conversational? Fluent. Could you get laid in a Spanish brothel, in a Mexican brothel, or whatever? Yeah,
in a brothel,
whorehouse.
Yeah, brothels.
Okay.
Yeah, I could, and I.
Oh, okay, kind of have.
But picking up a girl, yeah, picking up a girl, not in a brothel setting, would be a challenge.
Okay, so you'd have trouble. So brothel, yes. Club, maybe. Strip club, could you pick somebody at a strip club? How sophisticated how sophisticated a lady could strip you club? Get with your Spanish? Yeah, like could you get a Rosie Perez? Could you get a Rosie Perez?
Actually,
could you get a Jessica Alba?
I got a
J-Lo. Could you get a J-Lo?
I got a Salvadorian sushi waitress. I got a waitress doing sushi. Our relationship was entirely in Spanish. I was able to get with her and made out with a Peruvian cleaning lady.
Right.
But J-Lo, no. Rosie Perez. Rosie speaks English, and so does J-Lo. But
okay,
probably not. No. Do with the language. Probably has. I don't have the status of the looks.
And I just think it's a language barrier that's holding you back there. I honestly, I think give you a couple more Babbel courses and you're in there like no, you're like
you might be right, Judy. Maybe.
I think we should try that. That's the other experiment. So we have to do the alcohol to see which diminishes first, your math skills or your comedic skills. And we have to get you Babbel to see how sophisticated a Latina you can get.
Yeah.
Let me stop.
That's a great idea.
So I will see you around. And again, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you, GD.
Thanks.
This was a lot of fun.
Oh, all right, man. Talk to you later.
Appreciate you.